Bahamas Faith Ministries tonight finalizing plans for the funeral of Dr. Miles Monroe and others who lost their lives in Sunday's tragic crash. Meantime, the youngest victim remembered at a special school assembly. Prime Minister Perry Christie says the House of Assembly may be prorogued. And firefighters make a gruesome discovery after a house fire. We've got those stories and more coming up tonight. I'm Dana Smith, and NB12 starts right now. Topping news tonight, the Board of Directors of Bahamas Faith Ministries is meeting tonight to finalize funeral arrangements for Dr. Miles Monroe and the others who were killed in that tragic plane crash on Sunday. Now, no dates or details of the funeral arrangements have been made public as yet, but an announcement is expected tomorrow. We also understand the church and family of Dr. Monroe are planning a national memorial service for the beloved pastor and the other church members. You can stay tuned to the Guardian Network and NB12 for those details as they're made public. Meantime, the youngest victim of Sunday's deadly crash, 5-year-old Johannan Parks, whose life was cut short along with his parents, their unborn child, and 6 others, was today remembered for more than the way his life tragically ended, as his classmates and staff at Kingsway Academy remembered the shy but talented little boy in a special assembly this morning. Jasmine Brown has more in this report.
As parents, teachers, and even students gathered to remember the little boy everyone knew as Jojo, they remembered their fondest memories and how he loved music just as much as his father. There were moments sometimes filled with laughter and other times filled with tears, as those who knew him spoke about the little boy who loved his family, his school, and music. Teachers and administrators at the school honored Jojo and his parents, Lavard and Riddell Parks, who they say were among the most supportive and involved parents in the school. Also present at this morning's assembly were Riddell's relatives. Jojo and his dad, who is also known as Christian artist Manifest, even performed on the school's talent show as seen in this photo from 2012. Jojo's death was explained to his classmates during a story told by one of the teachers. That story, entitled Johannan Goes on a Trip, told the tale of the K-5 student and others on the plane that was bound for Grand Bahama being called home by God. While they remembered him as the boy who entertained everyone, it was his classmates who paid tribute to the 5-year-old. Like this student, who we blurred out because of her age, who said goodbye to her friend with a poem.
Dear Johannan, our hearts are sad today because you are not here with us. We love you and we miss you. You were a good friend to us. We enjoy playing and sharing toys with you. You were a smart boy and we wish you were still here with us in the kindergarten. But we know you are in heaven playing with your favorite Ninja Turtles. We will never stop loving you, Johannan, and we know that when we get to heaven, we will see you there. Goodbye, our friend, until we meet again.
His K-4 teacher, Jennifer Paris, says she remembers a quiet young man filled with talent, determination, and intelligence.
I remember him being, as I said, kind of shy, but he was also very friendly and very loving. He enjoyed playtime. He enjoyed particularly the Bible lessons that we taught, and for the most part, he always, when it comes to praying and learning Bible verses, he was just always on top of things, and he just knew all the right answers to the questions. So it showed me that he, not only did he pay attention in class, but his parents played a very instrumental part in teaching him about God and knowing what it means to really trust Jesus as your Savior.
Paris recalled her most memorable moment with the preschooler. She says that occurred one morning as she was praying with her students.
When he accepted Jesus as his Savior, because that picture will be forever stamped in my mind, just seeing him sitting there with his eyes closed with so much sincerity praying. And then he said, I asked Jesus to be my Savior, and I will forever remember that.
The school's elementary vice principal Chandra Mins says the loss of Jojo has been an emotional time for just about everyone at the school. She added that it was for that reason the school wanted to pay tribute to the little boy everyone knew.
On Friday, as he was leaving the walkathon, as his dad came to the desk to sign him out after the walkathon, he said, Mrs. Mins, could I sign Johanna out? I said, sure, not a problem. He said, but man, I really don't want to have to go in the back to sign him out because the sign-out sheets were at the back. I said, well, you can just sign his signature here. At least I'll have your signature. And then little Johanna, he came running back to me, and he said, bye, Miss Mins. I said, bye, honey, and I stamped his hand because they have to be stamped before being released through the gates. And I stamped his hand, and I said, bye, honey, have a good evening. And to me, that I'm going to hold on to that memory for as long as I can hold on to it. But I thank God for being able to be his vice principal for the past 2.5 years. We're experiencing mixed emotions, I would say. Happiness, sadness, a spirit of fulfillment, actually, because we feel as if even though Johanna was only 5 years old, he has emptied himself. I go back to the words of Dr. Miles Monroe. He has emptied himself, and he was 60. So I feel personally that Johannan at age 5, he has emptied himself. Otherwise, God would not have taken him. And he has left a testimony here at Kingsway Academy.
And in one final tribute to Johannan, his schoolmates gathered at one of Jojo's favorite places, the school's playground. There, they released dozens of balloons, a symbol they said represented not only goodbye to the Jojo they knew on earth, but also hello to the boy they would someday meet again in heaven.
I love you, Jojo.
Reporting for NB12, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Well, according to the Department of Civil Aviation, the analysis of the data extracted from the cockpit voice recorder and digital electronic engine monitors was expected to commence today in Washington, D.C. The department said in a statement the analysis will be conducted at the National Transportation Safety Board headquarters by personnel from the Bahamas Civil Aviation Aircraft Accident Investigation and Prevention Unit, as well as the Federal Aviation Administration and others. The department said it is not yet known how long the analysis will take to be completed, but officials will provide further details on the crash as they become available. In other news, Prime Minister Perry Christie has revealed the House of Assembly could be prorogued once the government deals with the constitutional amendment bills. He told NB12 he doesn't want Parliament to be prorogued before that because the Christie administration would have to start all over on the controversial bills, which are expected to pave the way for the 2015 referendum on gender equality. Christie says they are simply waiting to see if there is greater unity within the Free National Movement following the party's November 21st convention, asserting if there is indifference by the FNM, he's not interested in a referendum. Bonnie Toot reports.
Now that the Progressive Liberal Party has reached the halfway point of its current term in office, Prime Minister Perry Christie has revealed in an interview with NB12 that he could soon move to prorogue the House of Assembly. However, he says that won't happen until government tackles the 4 constitutional amendment bills currently before Parliament.
I can't prorogue now because if I do, I extinguish all bills before the Parliament.
Will it happen after?
Yes, it could happen after.
Okay.
It would always be the intention midterm to do something like that, except We now have before the House constitutional bills. If I prorogue the House before they're dealt with, we have to start all over again.
The constitutional amendment bills are expected to be given top priority when the House of Assembly reconvenes next week. However, Christie says he would like to see how the Free National Movement's leadership race plays out during the party's convention next week and discuss the controversial bills with whomever emerges as leader. He says if there is any indifference shown by the FNM, he's not interested in holding a constitutional referendum next year.
We have to bear in mind that we're coming back, I think, just before the elections. And, you know, this is one arm of the democracy who are now making a determination as to who would be their leader. And so only from a respectful point of view that we would wait until they've made that determination. And once that determination is made, we will discuss with the leader of the Free National Movement, who will be a member of the House of Assembly, as we know, the steps going forward. If there's any kind of indifference, I'm not interested.
Christie says gender equality is too important to be squandered by political division.
I'm not going to carry something to the country where the political directorate is divided. We do not believe that a referendum with a political leadership of the country, both FNM and PLP, if there's division there, we do not think that augurs well for the success of the referendum.
The Prime Minister says if voters can't see their party leaders agree on something as fundamental as women's rights, we have a problem. However, he acknowledged that the PLP's decision to support the constitutional referendum held under the Ingram administration in 2002, then advised Bahamians to vote no, may have come back to haunt them.
The previous constitutional referendum, when the PLP departed from the position it had, there's a suggestion that that might be causing some kind of problem with elements in the FNM. I don't know. But the point is, I would respect whatever positions they have. It only makes good sense for the government if, in fact, we are able to approach with the support of the church, which we think we have, okay, and the support of the opposition, in which we think we have in part.
Following 3 delays, the referendum on gender equality was scheduled to be held last week. However, National Security Minister Dr. Bernard Nottage announced in Parliament back in September that it would be delayed until sometime next year. However, the Prime Minister says even that won't happen without the opposition's full support. Reporting from the House of Assembly for NB12, I'm Voinik Toot.